do it. Maybe
you're saying just film a bunch of them and then release them on their own.
This is insert 5 alpha. He's got the blue tape. He's gonna make another tie.
I was fixing the table. Oh, I could do another tie, but I've got this unique AR shirt on. I'd rather not ruin this shirt with a tie. Hey guys, welcome back to the Not So Round Table. George and I are here again. We were gonna put Shades on this week, but he's out buying a ring for Mrs. Shades. I don't know if I was supposed to.
Too late now. Well, sorry.
Sorry, Shades.
This is our special edition show. We're doing this on a different day than normal.
We had nothing to do, so we thought, let's answer more questions.
We have too many questions and too little time to do it to play catch up per se. So,
and since I think the last one we did was just released, I don't know how many more new questions we're gonna have, but hopefully we'll be able to knock down some of the old questions that haven't been answered yet. So you guys know how we do it here. You submit questions in the comments section below our previous editions of the Not So Round Table. We do our best to answer them here with lots of caffeine.
And you can always ask him or myself a question on our own personal Facebook pages.
Oh, yeah. You can always pose a question. That's right. I remember. You posted your...
Yeah,
George has a really cool Evike Facebook page.
No, I was supposed to do it like a year ago. Then I took so long.
We get so busy doing other things that it's,
Anyway, you can always ask a personal question. If you want to direct a question, that's the best way to get a hold of us versus posting on the main comments page. We may not get those questions. We may or may not. Actually,
that's a good idea. Bringing up Matt's mind. If you guys have any questions that you want me to talk about in a rant or a conversation on the Matt's Mind, hit me up on Facebook. Write my Evike Matt Facebook page, and maybe I'll do a Matt's Mind on those because I've kind of run dry on ideas.
We should do a Shades Mind where like everything he's just sitting there and then like bubbles pop up. We just make random stuff up.
We were thinking about getting him a speaking spell so he can communicate more fluidly. It's really hard to find a speaking spell. And it won't do sentences. So.
Oh wow!
All right, you want to start us off, or I'll start. All right, here we go.
Here. No, we're gonna play a new game. We're gonna pick each other's questions.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, see, right. There we go. I just made that up on the fly. On the fly.
Jake Duyn, D-U-Y-N.
Just go.
Okay.
Boom.
Do you guys use a cup when airsofting? Like a groin protecting cup?
I almost spit on my
How did you even ask? Okay. All right.
No, I do not. You've gotten shot there. I've gotten shot with paintball there too.
After I got shot in the groin, I seriously considered wearing a cup.
You can't run with it though.
That's the thing about cups. I mean, in baseball it makes sense because you're not doing as much
running.
Maybe as much running.
Plus, there's a fast ball heading towards you that could hit you.
The amount of chafing you're gonna get when you're like going prone, standing up, kneeling, going between buildings.
Be uncomfortable.
No, I don't wear a cup.
I mean, for hockey it makes sense. For baseball it makes sense.
Just wear baggier pants.
That too, yeah. Actually, if you wear with pants, if you wear a size up of what like your jean size is, it actually helps. It gives you a lot more mobility.
Some crotch protection.
You just got to make sure you wear a belt, or else you'll be like running and they'll just fall down. All right, that was funny.
All right, here's your question.
Ooh, it's like truth or dare.
This. Did I drop another one?
I don't know. This is from Jake Roth. If you were to have a sandwich named after you, what would be on it?
This is so much better when we choose each other's.
This is a way better. This is like the best question in a while.
What's the question?
Okay, the question is, if you were to have a sandwich named after you, what would be on it?
They're not asking what it would be named.
No, because it would be named the Evike Matt or the Evike George. So what would your sandwich be?
My favorite things. Cheese. Salami.
What kind of cheese?
White cheddar.
White cheddar, okay.
Aged white cheddar.
Aged
so it's got
cheddar.
Some footiness to it.
Okay.
And then some salami, some pepperoni.
Okay.
And mustard and mayonnaise.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Maybe lettuce and tomato as an option.
All right. For me, I think it would be turkey for sure is like my protein because I love turkey. Pepper jack cheese.
Ooh,
for sure.
Tasty.
Probably some like spicy mustard concoction. Not just like spicy mustard. It would have to be like a bunch of different things.
Like the deli mustard with like the peppercorns in
it? Yeah. But it would also it would have to be deli mustard plus like a little bit of mayo, a little bit of other things like that. Definitely like some banana bell peppers and that kind of stuff to give a little bit of flavor.
It's a complex sandwich.
Yeah, I know it's a complex sandwich, and it would have to be on some really good bread. I don't know, but
turkey with some spicy. You could do like rye.
I mean, that's pretty much, I just labeled off like my Subway sandwich, but I can't just say it's like my Subway sandwich because, you know, I got to have something different in there. That's why I'm saying it would have to have a really special sauce that I like. And I'm pretty picky with sauces.
Well, there you go. And I'm a mustard and mayo kind of guy. Plain as can be. You know what else is really good? Not even speaking of sandwiches.
Hold on, who's texting us right now?
Is that Chris?
Yeah.
Chris Bast may be coming in later. Well, maybe we'll do another table talk with him.
He's early. Hold on, let me text him back. He's technically early. Hold on, let's take him back. Here, let me pick your question.
In the meantime, he's gonna pick a question. I'm gonna tell you about another concoction that you might try. Take a hamburger, and then instead of your typical lettuce and tomato and all that jazz, you're gonna put mayo on one bun, and crunchy if you want it, but smooth also works. Peanut butter on the other bun with just the meat patty in between. I know it sounds gross. Just trust me. The savory with the meat and the mayo and peanut butter, it's amazing. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of angry people and they're just like, "This is disgusting." It's really good, I promise. Let's get to that question. What did Chris say?
He said he's down in the store, and I told him that we will be down after we're done filming. So we'll film this episode.
Okay.
And then we'll film his episode.
Okay.
Another one. And then that will go up on our normal day. This will go up between that time. So this could go up on Monday or Tuesday. If it's Monday, happy Monday. If it's Tuesday, happy Tuesday.
Okay. Jacob Beaumont asks, Dear Insert, what's the difference in performance between a 6.03 barrel and a 6.01? I've heard that 6.01s are far more accurate, but then why is there a market for 6.03s if they are inferior?
That's a tough question. I think 601 would only be like useful for a gun that's shooting semi. Because, I mean, outdoors anyways, where you notice the performance, correct?
Yeah.
So outside, the 601 could get, once it gets a little bit of dirt in there, it needs to be cleaned. So that's probably that would be my, like, disadvantage. I mean, I think a 603 is more than capable of doing what you want. I think it's more important to buy a quality barrel, buying a good barrel versus whatever 6.01 or 6.03. I think that's probably more important to make sure that you're getting something that's steel, and steel is probably the most important aspect.
Well, as long as it's polished.
Yeah, it's got to be polished, but like I think that's probably the most. I mean, I've used a lot of different type wars, and I only buy Prometheus type wars.
From my understanding, there are pros and cons to both. The great thing about 6.03s is that because of the larger bore, you don't necessarily have to use precision BBs.
That's true.
And they're much less affected by dust and dirt. So you don't have to clean them as often. And ultimately, your accuracy, distance, things like that are going to be more controlled by your bucking and less by the bore of your barrel. The advantage to 6.01s as well is that because you have a tighter bore, you're going to have a straighter trajectory. The BB's not going to be able to move around in the barrel as much, but that also means that you're going to need more precision BBs. And again, because it's a tighter bore, less tolerance, it's going to be much more prone to jamming if you're not using precision BBs and if you're not cleaning it out often. So there's pros and cons to both, and there are very good reasons why both are made. Boom. All right, here's your question. Just keep dusting the hands off.
Do we need to pick some from the bottom?
Sorry.
It's okay. Mitchell 199998.
3 nines.
4 nines.
4 nines.
What do you guys think of dogs on the battlefield?
Like the real battlefield?
Real battlefield
or like the airsoft field?
Or Battlefield 4?
Speaking of dogs on the battlefield, if we're talking about airsoft, when we were at Irene this past year, there's a dog that's kind of like the home dog for like that camp, and really cool dog. He was hanging out and kind of playing on the field with everybody else and running around, but he got shot. He got shot with an airsoft gun while we were there, and I think he was injured. I think he got shot in the eye or something like that. And so, I mean, dude,
I think they said that dog is like a beast, and he takes like sim rounds from seals or something like that.
I don't know.
So I mean,
I
don't remember what the issue was, but I mean, I think that a dog, I mean, just like a human, has a vulnerable eye area. If you could figure out a goggle system for them, I mean,
eye pro for dogs.
But what purpose would it really kind of have?
Sniffing out the enemy. Unless we're all wearing dog bite suits. I hope you're not bringing tactical dogs onto the field.
Yeah, that'd be a little much.
But. And on the real battlefield, of course, they have an actual purpose and give soldiers an advantage because their senses are heightened. They can detect people that we can't. Next question coming up. sound effect. Okay, this one's from Nicholas Morton. I would like you to talk about people using guns over the FPS limit.
Were you supposed to say that?
Nope. Jerks. Just look, there are rules for a reason, and if you can't play by the rules, get off the field.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. It's just like you can build a gun that can shoot under the limit. Like, let's say your field is a 400 FPS limit. There's no reason why you should have a gun that needs to shoot higher than that. If you need to soup up your gun to above 400 to be able to get airsoft kills, you want to say, then there's something wrong with you.
Usually,
like,
you're compensating for your lack of
skill level, because I mean there's some really good guns that shoot like 380 that shoot far, have a good rate of fire.
My M27 is a perfect
example.
Or
M27, VFCs, GMPs, KWAs, all those high-end AEGs, all will perform very well and give you very good range right out of the box. So, do you really need to have it shooting 450? No, you don't.
No, the answer is no. I'm going to ask a rhetorical question and then give you an answer. There you go.
We're going fortune cookie day.
Going to the bottom of the helmet.
Sheepdog Airsoft, dear Evike, what do you prefer, GBB or AEG? Depends on the situation.
I prefer GBBs if everybody's playing with GBBs.
True.
Like, that is so cool because you got to count your shots. You got to be a lot more precise when you're talking about engaging people.
Teamwork to like pin people down and stuff. Like, if you're going to move, you have to actually have people covering you.
Yeah. Because the magazine weight is a lot more true to like real mag weight.
You're not carrying like 40 mags.
Yeah,
you're carrying like 4.
Yeah, but if everybody's playing with AEGs, it's really difficult to be the only guy on the field with a gas blowback.
Very true.
Really difficult. Not to say you shouldn't do it,
but
just you are operator as hell if you're doing that.
I only use my GBB when I go play indoors because it's the only way I have fun in indoors anymore, because it's just the challenging part of using that. And also a lot of fields out here are kind of gone to semi-only, so it actually is kind of a level playing field for GBBs. Plus, I mean, the drawback for me with GBBs at field is it gets dirty and you have issues. So, like, I like using it indoors because I don't have to worry about cleaning it.
If we're talking about underwater, I prefer GBB.
Did I put that video link?
You did last one.
Oh, good. I did something right for a change.
What?
Making fun of myself.
It's not true. MW2 mods and stuff.
Mods and stuff.
Insert. What's your opinion on Airsoft energy drinks?
Like what? Like Field Fuel? Because I tried that stuff. It's amazing.
Really?
Yes.
Airsoft energy drinks?
There was only one, and it was a friend of mine sent it to me. It was I tried it out. We're hopefully setting everything up so we can get some more. And no, it was interesting. I tried it out for hockey, ironically, but I mean it worked pretty well.
You know, all energy drinks created equally.
I don't think, like, for example, drinking one of these is very. You're gonna get dehydrated. You have to make sure you hydrate with it. So this is my caffeine for the day because I don't drink coffee. So yeah, he drinks a lot of coffee. I drink a lot of aspartame that'll make my brain rot. So,
George, what are we doing today?
So, I mean, you got to keep in mind, though, like, if I'm going to drink this before an event, I'm going to know that I have to already have at least had 2 bottles of water before.
We've talked about hydration.
Yes,
before.
we have.
Yeah.
That's a good question. So, I mean, specific airsoft ones, there aren't really many out there. So,
water is the best drink.
Water is.
For airsoft. What you got, Foamy? All right, this one's from Thomas Zimmerman. What do you guys think about friendly fire?
Sucks when it happens to you. Funny when you do it to somebody else.
Just make sure you're not on a team with Shades when he's having a bad day.
Wait, what?
He views everyone as an opponent.
I didn't know that.
No, friendly fire sucks, but you know it's a reality. I mean, when you're talking about fields that
it is frustrating though when you get friendly fire when you put a lot of effort to move somewhere and you're just like.
Oftentimes that I get friendly fired is, you know, I like to push like real hard, right?
Yeah.
So I'll move up real fast, and then I'll come around the side or from the back of the field, and I'm facing my guys, and you know, you may not see that orange armband taped to the side of your helmet or something.
I've had it where at games, it happened to me at War of Angels. Some idiots shot me and 2 other teammates. They were facing behind us. We were obviously wearing the correct uniform. which
And,
was a tan uniform.
So they just wanted to shoot somebody?
They were just like, they just shot. They're like, I don't know if that's tan or green. They just shot. And then I'm like, it took us like 30 minutes to go up to that location. We took out a few people very stealthily, I might add. And then they're like, oh, it's just a 10-minute walk. It's like, no, the reason it was a 10-minute walk for you is because we cleared all the bad guys out and you screwed us.
If you're having problems discerning between colors of camouflage to determine your teammates, there are RX inserts available for most airsoft goggles now.
And also, here's something that people don't understand. It's like they'll look at something like, oh, is that tan or green? If they're not facing you, they're not a threat anyway. So why don't you get closer and determine before you shoot?
That's true. That's true.
I think friendly fire happens a lot just because people are. There's a piece of.
And communication. Get on your radio. If you're unsure,
Not
radio
even,
the guys ahead of you.
Not even like if you can't get a hold of them on radio, you could just be like, go up to them and you just have them dead to rights and then ask them.
Hey, are you tan?
Well, if they're wearing, it's like, come on. I was wearing tan. I think I was wearing MC at the time. Yeah, I was wearing MC, which is tan for that event. Not that hard.
I'm guilty of having friendly fired people in the past. Because I get in the moment and I'm moving, I'm cooking, I'm going, you know, and I'm not as aware as I should be. And so I'm guilty of, in the past, not fully discerning whether who I'm seeing is an opposing team member, or they've got, you know, the side turned to me is not the side with the band on it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll engage. And this really only happens in like pickup games when there's no clear two sides.
Yeah. I mean, that's bound to happen when there's just a streamer that's.
And for the most part, like, I'm pretty good natured about it. And I think most of the people that I've accidentally engaged are pretty good natured about it. They don't get all pissed off at me. I think
My moment was I had a right to be pissed off because it was a supposed high-level game, but it wasn't, obviously.
the catch is you got to honor it. Even if you get team killed, call yourself out.
Yeah, your response shouldn't be, oh, it's a 10-minute walk.
What the hell, man?
Whatever.
That's what airsofters sound like. All right, guys, I guess...
One more.
Okay, one more?
One more.
Okay, I guess I'm not saying goodbye.
You can say goodbye if the question
Wait, am I picking for you?
Yeah. You can say that if the question sucks, you can say that goodbye. Fearless Rage. What is your view on sci-fi or anime-inspired guns? My friends all really love the look of my JG Star Dragon Thunder Maul, but the majority of the online forums seem to think it's dumb-looking. Do you care what people think of what you look like?
We've talked about this on several Not So Round tables now.
Not specifically this.
Yeah, like, dude, like, who cares what other airsofters think?
I think that's the problem is I think the culture of airsoft is everybody's so concerned with what you see in the stuff flying around. Like, everybody's so concerned with looking a certain way or having a certain look or whatever. Like, who cares?
If you want to dress up as a gorilla and run around with 10 banana mags, do it. Just don't do it at an event where you need to be green and tan.
Exactly. I think working within the constraints of the event.
If the event allows,
have
fun.
Like, I mean.
And as for like video game and anime inspired airsoft guns, the whole reason we have the Barry Burtons. You know, and the Raccoon Police guns that look super cool is because they were inspired by a game and a movie. Yeah. So, heck yeah, I'm glad that airsoft companies are producing more than just your typical... Because then we'd all be running around with M4s. And you guys know how I feel about that. All right, guys, thanks again for joining us on the Not So Round Table. Because this was an interim, we'll be pulling Chris in from downstairs. He's from Warfighter. We'll do another one. We'll see you guys at our regularly scheduled time. Yeah.